What is up, guys? It's me. It's your boy Zeldon, and I've been hearing you. You guys want some dungeon videos, so here's a dungeon video. Though I was asked to play DPS in this dungeon because we already had a priest in the party. Though I do a little bit of side healing, but yeah, I can do a little bit of a dungeon guide as a DPS shaman for you guys today in the Plague Sewers. This is a level 48 dungeon, so this is the highest dungeon that anyone can play right now. This is just normal difficulty. The elite difficulty calls for at least 110,000 combat power, which I'm not quite there yet. So the normal's pretty easy, though. I must be honest. There's a few things that are pretty tricky, but overall, pretty easy dungeon. And my DPS build isn't very optimal. Actually, I don't play much Shaman DPS, to be honest. I've played it maybe a handful of times, 2-3 times max, and I realized pretty quick that I should have the instacast chain lightning. See, that cast time on that chain lightning is just taking away so much from my DPS. If I had an instacast there, that'd be a lot better. Plus, I had a few talents that were in the wrong spots and that sort of thing. Yeah. So, we're getting to the first boss here, which is, if you're familiar with Warcraft, this looks a lot like Stitches, or if you're familiar with Diablo, is kind of like it's a cross between Stitches and Butcher. It's like basically a cross between. It has abilities from Stitches and Butcher. So anyway, this boss, he's pretty simple. So the hardest part of this boss is he sometimes does this three hit slam where he hits the ground 3 times and he doesn't really telegraph it. So you really, like right here. Okay, that's a hook, and then he does the slam right after. This right here. He doesn't really telegraph when he's doing that. You just have to kind of pay attention to the direction he's facing and try not to be wherever he's facing at all times. So if you're tanking this guy, make sure you're keeping him facing towards the stairs or in the corner or something, so that your DPSers and healers can easily recognize when he's turning to do his slam ability. Like right there, I get hit twice. And sometimes you see there, it didn't even show the things on the ground, the ground splinters. So sometimes it bugs out and you don't even see the splinters, so you could be getting hit by it and you don't even notice. So I got pretty low here. Our healer went down right away, if you guys didn't notice there, so we actually end up wiping on this attempt because the healer got hooked and then slammed in the face straight away, which was basically just bad luck. There's really nothing we could have done about that. And, you know, DPS Shaman can heal a little bit, but definitely not enough to keep a party alive. The heal is very, very weak, and it's actually a slower cast time and longer cooldown than with the other specs. The PvP spec heal and the heal spec heal are a lot faster. So, yeah, and then the other part of this fight is the Abhorror Jr., he spawns like little ads that, like little mini-me versions of him. When those are out, they actually reduce, and that's probably part of the trouble I had healing there, is they reduce healing by 80% or something. So you want to kill those little ads ASAP, or else you're just not going to be able to heal anything. So yeah, basics. Just pay attention to the way he's facing. He always hooks whoever's furthest away. So if you're playing as the healer, I would actually say stay close to him, and maybe have, I don't know, someone who's a little bit more tanky, maybe a hunter or something, archer, as the person who's furthest away, so they get hooked. Because yeah, our healer gets hooked every single time because she just wants to stay as far away as possible. But I mean, I guess it's not that big of a deal. There he goes with the 3 slams again. I get hit twice because I didn't see the telegraph. And it's really hard to react to because as soon as he turns, he starts doing it. So it's like you have almost no chance to actually avoid it sometimes. But as long as you don't get hit by all 3 hits, you should be able to survive. Okay, so that's it for this fight. We'll let it finish out, and then we'll get to the next fight. Okay, second boss. This one's actually really, really easy. There's really nothing special to this guy, to this fight. I think on the elite version, it's a little bit harder, but normal version is really easy. Basically, just tank and spank. At a certain point, I'm not sure exactly where. I think about 50% health. She spawns a clone of herself that does exactly the same things that she does. So at a certain point, it kind of gets a little bit tricky because there's two of these big cones going out at the same time. They can be covering about 2/3 of the screen if you get unlucky. All right, there's the clone. It's a little bit higher than 50% actually, but they do share HP, so that means if you're DPSing both of them at the same time, you're going to be killing her a bit quicker. Okay, and then she does the spirit bomb thing where you just need to get out of the way and make sure you don't hit any of your party members with it. And I think on elite with the spirit bomb, you're not allowed, like if you use AoE spells or something. Like I'm not even gonna say what I think it is because I'm not really sure what it is. So just basically on normal version, just a tank and spank, and that's pretty much it. There's something with the elite version where you have to pay attention to not casting or using certain abilities at certain times. That was funny right there that my totem actually got targeted with the spirit bomb. But yeah, pretty easy fight. I think even on elite, it's actually one of the easier fights. But maybe I'll do an elite version, elite video when I actually get a chance to get in a good elite group. So yeah, overall pretty straightforward. Just stay out of the stuff. If you get the circle on you, try to take it away from the group, and that's pretty much it. Okay, on to the next boss. Alright, so this boss is actually pretty easy too, at least on normal he is. As you can see, we only do 1 point of damage to him for now. So basically, you have to kill 50 skeletons before you can actually damage the boss. So you want to get up all your AoE abilities and try to AoE down these skeletons as soon as possible. You see up there at the top, there's the 46. You see the stacks on the boss. So every time you kill a skeleton, the stack goes down, and then eventually he loses his shield and you can kill him. So yeah, this is also very straightforward for the most part, other than the fact that you have to kill the skeletons and then you can kill the boss after a while. At a certain point, I'm not sure exactly when, there's these skeleton mages. I don't think they're called mages. I forget what they're called exactly. They'll spawn in a moment here, but you have to focus those down because I think they have, after a 20-second, there they are, the skeleton immolation. Like after 20 seconds, they will charm members of your party. So you have to focus those guys down before you do any of the skeleton army dudes. But they go down pretty quickly. It's not a big deal. They might be a bit trickier on elite. And it's always important to remember as a DPS shaman that you do have shamanic blessing as well, and it still does a lot of healing. So throw that out whenever you see your party getting a little bit low. Also keep throwing out your healing totem just to be a nice guy. So yeah, 50 skeletons later, I think yeah, this actually is probably easier. At least on normal, this is easier than the second boss. This is the easiest boss in the dungeon, I think. 5 stacks left. Just need one more. There we go. One more spawn of skeletons. Take these skeletons down. He keeps doing this. Some of these abilities that I'm not really sure what they do exactly. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Oh yeah, so he does this big AoE damage thing at some point where I guess if you were playing a DPS shaman, you should probably save your shamanic healing for that. It doesn't really do that much, at least on normal, so it's nothing to worry about. Once his shield's down, he dies really, really quick. Bada bing, bada bang, bada boom. GG, that's the dungeon. Alright, hope you guys enjoy my first ever dungeon video. Try to make more of these, but yeah, as I've said, it's been a bit tricky for me to actually find groups to do dungeons with, so. And I don't know, like it kind of feels like since I'm level 48 now, if I go back and do like level 20 dungeons and make videos, I don't know if that's it's it's not very fair because there were some level 20 dungeons that I did actually wipe on when I was that low level. They were pretty tough, but I guess I can go back and do them just to try to make videos with them if I ever find a group for them. Anyway, thanks for watching. That was it. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and hit all the buttons down below. You guys are awesome. I wasn't lying. I will keep bringing Era of Legends content to you guys. Like, yeah, I still enjoy the game a lot. I'll still keep it coming. I'm out of here. See you next time. Peace.